I think of the Saban tree, and I may have the ages wrong, but you just, to me, seem like the youngest child, and the coach at A&M, maybe the oldest who never was able to be controlled. Have you tried to ameliorate this situation and put these two guys in a room and say, come on, Dad, come on, big brother, let's wrap it up?
No, I haven't tried to be the neutral, flying the white flag around those guys, but they're both bright, really good coaches. They represent the best league in the country in the SEC, and thought Lane did a good job staying in between them during the meeting, so it was it's good to have a couple neutral parties involved.
Yeah, I've seen some of those group texts, courtesy of Lane, where nothing is confidential, as you know, and
I guess not.
we'll leave it there. I know everything is the first time since you won the title, and I think the coaches have met, by the way. But I know you're no longer walking on air, but you are the national championship coach with all these other coaches who are in every sport are so accomplished. Does it feel a little bit different maybe than the first time you showed up here as a head coach?
It's probably a little different, just the years of experience, and it feels awkward, but this is like we haven't done this for 2 years, and there's so many things going on. I think back to all the meetings I've been in, it makes the old ones boring.
Right.
When you're looking at 2 new teams coming to the conference, how are we going to do the schedule? What's going on with NIL? How do we make the portal work with NIL, with new conference? What's going to happen with the CFP? When's it going to happen? The timing of all these things, it's a really unique time in college football because you're trying to make decisions that you don't even know what's going to happen in the future with the playoff format and how many teams. I mean, what if that changes? Does that change your scheduling? It's interesting.
In terms of the way the conference is going to look, I mean, it is. We all have liked what we have, but it is inequitable when you don't really know who you're going to get some years. In terms of adding that game, and I asked this to a coach who's opening against Oregon. You've been to Notre Dame. Everyone knows you Clemson last year. You've never run away from anyone. How do you feel about the debate between adding a game and doing away with divisions?
It's hard because I really want to add the game, but I want to do it more for the fans. I really feel like fans and the consumers that come to our games, they want the best games, right? They want the interconference. They want to see SEC play SEC teams. So I want to give them what they want. I also want the best opportunity for our conference to get more teams in the playoff. Well, is the playoff of the future 4, or is the playoff of the future 8, 6, 12? I don't know that, but you want the most opportunity. As the playoff number grows, I think there's more and more people comfortable with more SEC games, but that's not the only reason to do it. Reason to do it is because it's the best teams playing the best teams, and for viewership, I know our fan base at Georgia, they want to see us play Texas A&M. We haven't gone to Texas A&M to this date, and it's a 12-year cycle. So they're gonna have the ability to tighten the cycle even more if you play more games.
Yeah, some people refer back to the COVID year, which is a bizarre year, but I heard from you and many it was a brutal stretch.
It was a brutal stretch. It was tough on the players, and I think we've got to be smart because in all these adding games and adding physicality of games and adding playoff teams, you add more games, you may have to do something with the clock. You may have to manage the game tighter to reduce the number of plays. Just making a subtle change in clock management could shorten the plays, which would shorten the season and make more games actually not more games.
On that subject, you are a student of the game. What else could be done? Because it's for the fan, and it's not easy for the coach. But I mean, these games just go on forever.
Yeah, I think to tighten that up. I was actually on one of the committees with the rules committee, and that was a conversation. Our game average length is not that far off from the NFL's. Okay, we'd love to tighten that, but our extremes are different. Meaning, our longest games are long and our shortest games are short. So our median, somewhere in the middle there, is not that far off the NFL. But we'd love to be able to tighten that up, and that would allow us to play more games because the players would have less snaps. And you're trying to not increase snaps on the kids.
I mean, not to turn this into the bar conversation a little bit. What could you change? But what would you if we let you?
It's been discussed. Running clock after an incompletion. Okay. You get an incompletion, you get a running clock there up until the last 2 minutes of the game or last 4 minutes of the game. It would reduce that time some, and it would probably be overall better for the viewership. We got to think about our customers and our fan base out there. But there's so many good rivalries in the SEC. I hope we don't lose those, but there's certainly an opportunity with new teams coming in to get some great games going.
Yeah, I think in Georgia because we all know about Florida, but as somebody who lived in Alabama like you did many years, it's hard to find a richer, more enjoyable rivalry than Auburn, just in terms of the fan, not the coaches, but I mean it would be, and in Tennessee certainly nothing to sneeze at. I mean,
I know we're in a unique position because we have the contiguous states that all touch it, so it makes it tough. And our fan base is so passionate about each part of the state likes this rivalry better. So how do you keep them all happy? You know, it's really tough. Where a lot of SEC teams have 1 or 2 rivalries, we really have 4 or 5.
Yeah, and not to draw a map here, but you go down to West Georgia, and you're in Auburn country theoretically.
That's right. They care more about it.
Yeah. Talking to Coach Kirby Smart about some of the different things. I was thinking about this the other day, and the disciples of Coach Saban, but we had the opportunity to visit with Dan Lanning out in Vegas, and forget the rivalry. We know that's an intense game, but there has to be a sense of pride that he got that head coaching job from your staff. Sam Pittman talks about you all the time. I mean, you're developing your own little tree.
Well, I don't know if mine's a tree as much as it's equitable. When you hire
Maybe
good
a
people, when you hire good people, they're going to get opportunities if you do well. And I've been very fortunate. Mel helped us so much to build what we have at Georgia. He and Sam were tremendous parts of that. Dan's gone on to he's going to do great things, and I'm hoping we have more opportunities. I want coaches to say, "Man, I want to go there because guys get opportunity because what they do for us while they're there is what gives them an opportunity to go somewhere." And we buy into that. We got a great culture there of I want guys to get an opportunity to be head coaches. I got some really good coaches on my staff right now that I think should be head coaches, and I hope they get that opportunity.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.